Now, Christmas of, I believe it was 1982, it was the show where Michael Hayes turned on Curry to start the big, huge feud that everybody talks about still to this day, the Freebirds Von Erich feud. What are your memories of that show?
Not very good. No, I remember that. Isn't that when he was dressed like Santa Claus?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that slamming the cage door in Curry's head?
That?
There was Flair and Curry in the cage.
Yeah, in the cage.
I think Hayes might have been Santa Claus.
No, Hayes was a special guest referee.
Hayes was a special guest referee, then Gordy slammed the...
Smashed Curry behind, Curry's head was sticking out, and Gordy slammed the cage on Curry's head. Yeah, that was hot, man. That was something else. After that, it was like... And, you know, we wanted to keep that intensity level there, you know. And so, like, we could, like, fight any minute, even in the dressing room, you know. And so, like, we'd just avoid each other's looks, not look at each other, because we wanted it to be so fresh in the ring, you know. And the people ate it up.
Oh, yeah.
I would tell you this. People love to watch that. They want to see something nasty going on, you know. They love that. They love seeing something they're not supposed to see, you know. And I'm telling you, when you give it all you got, and it's a good feeling too to wake up knowing you worked hard and you're all sore, you know, you give it 100%, and there's no feeling like waking up like you just played a football game, you know.
Did you think that feud would be as over as it was?
Did
you think the feud was going to be as over as it was?
With the Freebirds?
Yeah. Did you realize how big that was going to become?
It just kept going. It was.
You guys were drawing huge houses off it, like 10,000 people.
Yeah, it was records every time. And yeah, and it would be like little towns that were little spot shows where they'd only hold like 2,000 or 3,000 people. Would be like people parked in fields and helicopters coming over the ring and stuff. You know, it was weird. It was crazy.
How old were you around this time?
18.
Wow. Was the fame getting to you at a young age? 18, working in front of like 10,000 people? And
yeah, it was kind of heavy, all right. But it was like, you know, I used to clean catfish, you know, when I was a little kid. In high school, I cleaned catfish. And so the only two jobs I've ever known is doing that and cutting up catfish, really. So I didn't have anything to compare it to.
Wow.
You know, and like say my youth, you know, with having a father that's so famous and all, people say, was that normal or was that what was that like? I don't know, because I don't have anything to compare it to. You know, to me it was all I knew, and you know, it's just that's wrestling's the only job I've ever known.
Memories of a Thanksgiving night show in 1983 when you worked Terry Gordy. I believe there was like 19,000 people in attendance. Any memories of that show?
What kind of match was it?
I don't recall. I know it was Thanksgiving of '83.
What town was it in?
Reunion Arena, probably.
Oh, Reunion?
Yeah, it's probably...
Well, we tore that place down a few times.
I think it was when, same show that Buddy Roberts lost his hair, probably.
Oh, yeah?
Iceman.
That was fun. Yeah, I remember when Iceman did that, it seemed like some of the guys were holding him down. And Iceman decided to not use a razor or scissors or whatever. He used this cream, you know, that like ladies put on their legs, you know. And man, that hair started coming off, and whenever it splattered on a guy's chest, you know, the hair would come off, you know, and it's funny.
Freebird hair cream.
Yeah, it was funny, man.
Why did the Freebirds originally leave?
I don't remember what that was.
I think Gordy went to Japan.
There was a loser leave town match,
mm-hmm.
And then the Freebirds turned on each other, it seemed like. And Michael started his rock band. And,
how did they get along with your father, like behind the scenes and everything?
Anybody that ever met Brody respected him, you know, and my dad didn't respect a lot of people. I mean, he did, but you wouldn't know it, you know. But with Gordy, I think Dad saw that Gordy would never complain about a spud, you know, at all. And I like to work snug, and a lot of the boys that are watching this, hi fellas, you know, I am stiff. Okay, I know I was stiff, but I can't sell it if I don't feel it, you know. And I like to be snug, and most of the guys like to work snug with me too. And it wasn't stiff; it was snug.
Right.
Who do you think is your all-time favorite opponent? Who do you like to work with the most? Like, if you could have one last match, who would it
Who would it be against?
Well, I'd like to work with Michael or Terry again, or even Buddy,
Right.
or Gino or Chris. Those would be good matches.
Did you like working with the Freebirds more than Gino and Chris, or did you like working with Gino and Chris more than the Freebirds?
I'd say it's equal. I like working with Terry Gordy especially, though, because Gordy and I just, man, we feel good the next morning we woke up. You know, we knew we worked and earned it. I love working with Gordy.
Did you ever wrestle your brother, like Curry, in the singles?
One time we did wrestle. In fact, we wrestled in Japan too.
Right.
Yeah, we wrestled in Abilene one day when the Freebirds didn't show up. And so we called Dad and said, Dad, what do we do? He said, don't give the money back because it was a sellout. He said, wrestle each other. Yes, sir. So we did.
What was Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy like behind the scenes? I heard they're huge party animals.
Oh, man, those guys were wild. One night we were in Harlem. There's a shoot story for you guys. Dang it. But we're in the back and I hear Terry Gordy say, God damn it, Michael, I'm going to kill you. And I hear a crash and a sink come flying out the door, a toilet come flying out there, a bunch of glass breaking coming out there, and Michael just running out of it. Then all the other heels running behind Michael. Terry's just going nuts over there. He's drunk as hell. He's tearing the place apart, you know. The whole building's shaking. Whatever he's doing over there. And I got to wrestle the guy. So I'm thinking, man, I wonder what's going on over there. I look, and here's a little second bringing another bottle of whiskey back with his hand shaking. You know, Terry wants more whiskey. So we get in the ring, and so I thought, I'm telling you what's going to happen here. So I get in the ring, and Terry starts crisscrossing, and I do too, and I drop down, and he came back, and I boom, nailed him, boom, he nailed me. We just started chopping meat, you know, and he went for a big punch, and I backdropped him over the top rope, and go, God damn it, Kevin, I like you. I said, I like you too, Terry.
That's awesome. What's your fondest memory?
That was probably it, right?
Is it true that Buddy Roberts used to like come in with just like a paper bag and his like one pair of clothes for like a week and stuff? I heard he used to like.
Sounds like him.
And like
I know this one time I kicked Buddy in the mouth. In fact, it's on one of my tapes. I've got all the World Class Wrestling is on DVD, and all of the wrestling from the 40s is all on film. And I've got like 500 half-hour shows of that. Gorgeous George and
wow,
and all of that stuff, you know. My dad and all the old names from back then. Anyway, I built Buddy out of the corner, and he comes up and he's got that helmet thing on, and I thought it was a perfect time to kick him in the face. And also, I went to, and it was a little stiff, real stiff. The ball of my foot caught him right in the top teeth right here. And I've got a U in my foot where all of his teeth went in my foot, You know? In fact, so after it was over, the second comes up to my dressing room and said, Mr. Von Erich, Mr. Roberts wants me to tell you that you may need to have that looked at because he doesn't like to brush his teeth.
Oh, man.
So I did go to the doctor that night, and he scrubbed it all out. Man, that hurt like hell. He scrubbed it all out and stitched it up. The next morning, it was all swollen up and infected. They had to cut those stitches out and scrub it out again. The doc said, you'd been better off if a snake bit you. And a cobra bit you.